Welcome to River City Christian School Warriors video channel. I'm Ezra Castillo. I'm the head of school here, CEO, administrator, and it's a pleasure to have you tune in. The point for this time is to just have different individuals, whether it be parents, teachers, and especially our students, just share with you why we believe at River City Christian School, hope grows. And I'd like to start. Our guest this week is Jayme Dreiman. Jayme, welcome to this YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Listen, so Jayme, I like to start. Just tell your story. So I like for you to. First question I want to ask you: how did you end up at River City Christian School?
I ended up originally with my past therapist. Like, he actually suggested the school for me. Like, he was just scrolling to see which one would be good for me, like when I left elementary. And this one, he said, would be perfect, like, for my learning environment.
Wow. And I don't think he had just looked us up, right, on our, I guess, our website or Facebook. I'm not sure what, because I'm not so sure I don't even know who it is, but no need to tell. But if he did, amen, grateful for him. So whoever he is, if he's out there listening, thank you, because Jayme's been, so you started in what grade did you start with us?
6th grade.
So basically middle school. And here you are, big bad junior, soon to be in a few months senior, class of 2026, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Jayme, tell us, so folks get a little picture of what life was like you. Tell us a little bit, kind of, what were your struggles before coming to River City, and maybe share. You don't have to go into great detail, but a little bit of what your challenges were in a learning environment.
Yeah. So, like, when I was in public school, like, I was in, like, a big class, like 30 kids, and it was hard for me to learn because, like, sometimes I would be at the back of the class and sometimes I would not get, like, individual attention. But here, it's like a smaller class environment, and, like, you would learn a lot easier, and the teachers help.
Okay. So, what do you remember? And if you don't mind sharing some of them, what were some of? Because you got tested, and you got a therapist, and I imagine you probably even saw someone to do testing for you and stuff, to test you and see because you were having some struggles in school and what was going on. So do you remember what were some of those? What were some of the labels? Is what I like to call them. That they were placed on you because you weren't getting it the way you were being taught. So do you remember what some of those labels were?
Yeah, like what I'm diagnosed with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I have autism. I'm on the spectrum, like ADHD and dysgraphia.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so for those folks who don't know what dysgraphia is, share with them what dysgraphia is.
Dysgraphia is basically like when you write with your hand, it like hurts after a while of time, and it just becomes a pain. Like writing, it like feels very uncomfortable. Sometimes you would have bad handwriting too, and it's just a struggle.
It takes you a while just to get a word or two written down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Okay. So you come to River City. And so, to give us an example of some ways that teachers you said you had autism. You were diagnosed with autism, dysgraphia, the writing. Did you say ADD or ADHD? Did you say
Yeah,
that?
ADHD.
ADHD. So they just didn't disappear overnight or anything like that. So how were you able to? What made it so that what were some of the things that teachers maybe here did that help you, besides it being a small classroom? What else were some of the things that helped?
Some of the things that did help were, like, I mentioned the one-on-one attention. That was very good. That helped me. And also my focusing. Sometimes I would not even focus on my work sometimes and stuff, because that was a huge problem in, like, elementary school, and the teachers just helped me, focus, get on task.
How did they do that? Do you know? Can you give an example of how they helped you? What was maybe one time you were having a problem and how were you able to focus?
Yeah, like sometimes I was filling or looking like somewhere else like this sometimes. and they just kind of caught my attention. Like they went over to me and like, this is what you need to do, and they just got me back on task, basically.
So they kind of gave you some redirection, maybe a word or two. Teacher gave you that look. Okay, all right. Did they have any special program or anything that maybe that you know, hey, that made a big difference? Because apparently you have no problems getting attention, being attentive now. So, would any program or anything special that maybe help you be able to work out of that not being attentive?
Powerline is a very great program that helped me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Powerline? What's that like?
Yeah, Powerline is basically a reading program. In reading comprehension, I basically like improved 4 years overall.
In comprehension?
Yeah.
Wow.
In comprehension and reading, like 4 years overall.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is from there. So okay, so today as a junior, soon to be senior, what are your grades? Because I've taken your in when you were in elementary, your grades maybe C's, maybe a B here or there. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you got here and you got to start getting the attention and the help you need, what happened to your grades?
Straight A's.
Straight A's.
Yeah.
So since
you like boosted all the way up.
So the last 5 years, you're a straight A student. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I see the big smile on your face. Yeah. Yeah. So that made a big difference for you, right?
Yeah, because like in elementary, I was like barely passing with like C's and D's, but I got very lucky to graduate elementary and to come here, and my grades just skyrocketed.
Awesome. Now, along with the techniques, what else did the teachers give you? Tools? When you say there's no tools, maybe tools that teachers gave you to help you become successful like you are.
Yes, there were tasks that like helped me focus, like get my comprehension going.
Okay.
It was mainly Powerline were the tools where you had to do like arm exercises, like get your motions going to get your brain like geared, basically.
So and
focused.
So the exercises you do, they got to go. This is your midline. They have to go across your midline, right? And you had to like, if you put this arm up, you maybe had to put your right arm up. You had to put your left foot out, and it's not a dance, although some of you guys make it into a dance. So that's getting that cross, getting that. Whether you realize it or not, I don't know if Mrs. Romine, you may have heard Mrs. Romine say this or not any time you've been here, that really what happens by doing that is you start creating new neural pathways in your brain, and that it's like new highways. So that because basically, usually, if there's a learning struggle, there's something in the computer brain where you may have gotten all the information, but getting it out or getting it to where it needs to go is the roads. Your roads got some potholes and doesn't make it there, and then by doing those things, and you do a lot of repetition, right?
Yes.
You get a lot of repetition, and so that makes it those roads become straight and smooth, and then the information gets to you. Because one of the things, and I think I told you this here recently, I confessed to you, when I used to talk to you, you would do right there, you do it right now. You would just stare at me, stare at me, and during that time, what was going on in your mind?
Yeah, I was just processing like what to say back.
Yeah.
And stuff, because I would have like major anxiety going on in my brain. Like to say like what to say, or like something, like I would, kind of panic in my.
Make sure you were hearing the information.
Yeah.
And sometimes you would even repeat. You say you want to know. I think a couple of times you would say, when I would get you to talk to me, you would say, this is when you were younger. You would say, Mr. Castillo, you want to know? And I go, yeah. And then you just look at me some more. And that's when you were processing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as time with Powerline, that started dissipating pretty much. We're having a pretty normal conversation here, right? You're talking to me, so when you talk to me, it's never really normal. But anyway, so good deal. Okay, last question I want to ask you. So this school's been great for you. Let's say there's maybe some other students out there like you who you know, they haven't found that school that really help. They can get it, and then maybe there's hearing what you experienced. You're going, man, that sounds a little bit like me. So what if you were trying to convince them? What would you say to them about River City to try to convince them? Hey, you might want to come check it out.
Yeah, so like just like of what he mentioned, like with my autism, like I would have like very trouble like, you know, processing of like what to say and stuff, because that's a very common factor on the spectrum basically. But like Powerline is a excellent program for the school, and they help you overcome your disabilities because God is a miracle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we talk about God in this school?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. And is that to try to get you to become a member of a church, or what's the purpose for that?
The purpose is for you to get to know Jesus, you know, for him to heal you with the best of your abilities, and for him to guide you in your troubles.
Amen. Any last words you want to say?
Yep.
Okay. You want to leave it there, or you want to say anything else?
I'll leave it there.
Yeah, okay. That's right. You know what? Really, the answer, it is for all. God doesn't make mistakes. You're not a mistake. You might be having some struggles. You're not a mistake. There's a way for you to learn, and we've been fortunate at River City to have many students with, like Jayme and some others that, you know, some students even I thought, oh man, I don't know if we can help this child, but God is a miracle worker, and that's why we say, with God, all things are possible. But if you're looking for, you need hope. You know that you can. That just you haven't figured out yet how. Or maybe your child, you're saying, I know God gave this, that there's a reason for him or she to be here and the purpose. Well, come check us out. Maybe we can help you get at least going in that direction. God bless you, and see you next time on the Warrior YouTube channel. Blessings.